Folks, we have some big news right now. There is complete chaos on Capitol Hill. Elon Musk has caused the Republican caucus to turn into complete chaos. I recently spoke with Elizabeth Warren earlier today, who told me that it's a complete 50-50 toss up over whether or not Republicans have the votes to pass their big, beautiful budget bill. But Elon Musk today went so far as to tell the public to call senators, call members of Congress, and tell them to, quote, kill the bill. And right now, it's unclear whether or not they will have the votes to pass this bill, especially given that there are a number of subtle provisions that Republicans are not happy snuck into this bill. First, there's one that prevents states from regulating AI policy within the states for a period of 10 years, essentially giving big AI companies the ability to run roughshod throughout the states. There's the contempt of court provision, this Republican support, but limits the ability of federal judges to hold the Trump administration and administration officials in contempt. And then there's a provision that deals with silencers and expands the ability for individuals to purchase silencers for weapons across the country. Now, folks, you may think, what is Aaron doing? I'm literally sitting on the ground outside of a hotel room, so excuse the noise, excuse me on the ground. I'm in the middle of a conference, but I wanted to come on here and make sure that you all had the news. So please consider supporting my work. I do it everywhere, no matter what. Please subscribe today or send a one time donation to my Venmo to Aaron Parnas. We also have some major immigration news right now. A Guatemalan migrant who was allegedly wrongfully deported to Mexico has been returned to the United States, marking what appears to be the first time the Trump administration facilitated the return of a migrant who was unlawfully deported. He will be taken into Department of Homeland Security custody. His detention center is unknown, the location of it, but if they could do it for him, they could certainly do it for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Speaking of Abrego Garcia, Judge Boasberg ruled that the Trump administration must enable immigrants imprisoned in El Salvador to pursue habeas relief. He condemned the situation of a Kafkaesque dystopia in which the men had been, quote, plunged. In addition, Donald Trump said he spoke with Vladimir Putin, who insisted that he would be retaliating in Ukraine for Ukraine's recent drone strikes on Russian airfields. While Trump called the 75-minute call, quote, good, he admitted it didn't bring the war any closer to a resolution and offered no new details as far as a ceasefire or upcoming sanctions on Russia. A Homeland Security official admitted that Ramon Morales Reyes, an undocumented migrant who was once accused of threatening to kill Donald Trump, is no longer under threat, under investigation for that threat. He was essentially set up, and now they're admitting it. Immigrants' rights groups told the United States Supreme Court that migrants held by the Trump administration on a U.S. military base in Djibouti have been unable to contact their lawyers. The detainees who are being sent to South Sudan are part of a legal battle over whether the administration can deport migrants to essentially third-party countries. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the deportation of the wife and 5 children of Mohammed Soleiman, who is the man accused of the firebomb attack in Boulder, Colorado. Although the family was detained by immigration officials, they have not been charged in the case. A federal appellate court upheld a ruling today that blocks the Trump administration from effectively shutting down the Department of Education. And speaking about the Department of Education, the Trump administration has intensified its dispute with Columbia University, targeting the university's accreditation, saying that it may no longer be in compliance with accreditation requirements, threatening to pull complete funding from Columbia and also pull Columbia's accreditation with the Department of Education. Columbia is one of the oldest and most well-renowned institutions in the United States of America, so this would be a major escalation if that were to occur. Iran's supreme leader has rejected Donald Trump's nuclear deal and pledged to continue the country's uranium enrichment efforts. The United States has blocked a United Nations Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The Justice Department is suing, trying to invalidate a Texas law that grants in-state college tuition to students who lack legal immigration status. The United States Army has reached its recruitment target 4 months prior to its goal amid recession fears. Folks, that's all the news right now. I'm literally on the ground. I'm sure there'll be much more news throughout the day, but the big news really is what's happening on Capitol Hill, is the chaos caused by Elon Musk. And we'll see what happens next, whether or not they can pass this budget bill. As always, if you want to support my work, click the button below, become a paid subscriber today, or send that one-time donation to my Venmo to Aaron Parnas. And I'll see you again this evening or potentially in the morning.